Yo, what's going on, subscribers? What's up, YouTube? Um, I said I wasn't gonna really be doing videos like this anymore, but this is something I want to speak on. So, this is an 18-year-old boy that got arrested for stabbing this guy and killing him, right? So, I'm starting to see patterns, as I get older. I'm 40 now, so when I was 18, I had similar situations. You know, people would provoke you and do certain stuff. So they create situations for you to, but like I said, I'm doing something different. I'm writing about my situation, so you'll have a better understanding. So this was basically gang stalking as well. So being that they try to label you with mental illness, they will have people follow you around. So the two couple was sitting at the bus stop, and the guy walking ahead was already walking frustrated, you know. But for them to move from where they was at, they was sitting at the bus stop. They walked right behind him when they already knew that he was already frustrated and kicking the bikes over and everything. So I'm gonna play a little bit of it so you can see, but it's just showing you how they want you to be paranoid, but then they don't really care about you because in the mix things will happen to you. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like they really put themselves in a situation as well, which is kind of strange. So I'm gonna play some of it that way you can see it, and you could find it because you can see the title right there if you want to see the video. But I just seen another situation with a guy. He worked at a hospital and never had a record, but then he went on a slashing spree because he was saying, well, he didn't say people was following him, but he went on a spree cutting people because he was being gang stalked. So it's like when I look at my what happens in my community, especially in my city, it's mostly what it's like a pattern of this going on. And where I was staying at, being I was being gang stalked and people were sending threats, I had multiple altercations. Somebody had left a knife laying around. So it was like for me to take the knife and go out and harming people because people was following me around. So, me, I pay more attention to detail and research and be able to speak on stuff. Because I'm like, it got to be something that people is making happen, right? So that was a situation that happened with me. So I had just wound up just leaving altogether because I'm like, I can see what's going on. They all in on it, you know? So pretty much that's what they want. They want you to be paranoid. But me, my situation is kind of different. I really be getting into altercations because people really be sending threats, So it's like sometimes I gotta defend myself, you know. And I don't have a problem doing that, I'm not gonna let somebody just provoke and do something to me and just be like that. No, I'm defending myself. As long as you could do all that following and everything, as long as it's not gonna lead it to no altercation, I'm totally fine. That's why I said I gotta record every day. I record my whole day, even if I'm sitting still. So that's just what I gotta do. So I'm gonna play some of this real quick. That way you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, and please like, share, subscribe, or just share. That way other people could see and get the message out. So this is like pretty much how they do it. So I started from the bus stop, but pretty much this is what they do. So this is why I said they try to build up different medical history of you having mental illness problems or certain situations. So like I said, when they isolate you, they expect you to be outside going crazy, right? And that's why I said this is a pattern. But see, with me, I go outside and document. So like I said, they was throwing situations at me. Like I said before, they would set up different situations and record it like I'm doing things to people when I'm actually not. They're provoking me to get violent with them, right? So like I said, I don't really, unless you show me that you having an altercation with me, like as far as hands being put on me, then that's a different story, But this is a situation where I was in Queens and the same thing. They was at the bus stop and I was walking by. Now you're gonna see. I'm gonna point out the two, but you're gonna see the movement. I'm gonna slow it up though, but you're gonna see the movement on how they move with me when I'm walking. So you're gonna see the lady with the purse, how she's gonna walk up to me. It's like this is around the time when they still keeping me financially stuck. I still can't work, but I still find ways to make stuff happen. So you're gonna see how she's gonna walk up to me, and then you're gonna see the guy with the phone pointing, like if I was to snatch her purse or whatever. What you're gonna just see how she slowly walks towards me. Like she see how she taking the little steps as I get closer. And you see the guy standing behind the yellow post. You see how he comes out. Then they both walk away from the bus stop. So it's like this is how they. This is why I gotta record. Because it's like they have this highly orchestrated to the point where, and like I said, I have to be chipped because phone don't mean nothing. So right here, I was in Queens there. I'm in the Bronx here. I was working out in the park. There was nobody in here. I sat there for a good hour, and then I got out the car and I started working out. And as soon as I started walking around the park, the two ladies in red came, and you can see they're gonna have the dog off the leash. This is what they do, so in case you attack them, right? So I said hello to them. The one in the front didn't say nothing, but the lady in the back did. So like I said, I go different areas, because the whole city is doing it, really, pretty much. So I go different areas to do my videos. That way I can show you that it's not just in one area; it's all over the city, right? Now they not the only people that did it. It was a Spanish couple that came. Another lady with a dog came and did it. So for the past 6 years, this is what I've been making videos to show you. But like I said, I'm doing something different.
They needed you to be volatile. They needed you to crash out. They needed you swinging on people and swinging on officers and crashing out and going outside and yelling at your neighbors on why they're watching you and why are you stalking me? Why are you gang stalking me? Like they needed you to crash out on people. They needed you to become volatile and hostile in order for you to lose your stability or be marked as incompetent or insane.
So that's from a tirade reading I just listened to recently. So pretty much this is what they've been trying to do with me. And being that I can see what's been going on, I just go around to record to show different patterns of different things they try to do. So being that I'm not lashing out the way they want me to, they're forcing me to do it, right? So just recently I had 2 different altercations with police. And them altercations be it after hours, like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, right? So the last incident, I was parked up and they came up to my vehicle while I was fixing my cameras and everything in my vehicle. And they came up to my vehicle to, I don't know what the reason for. They said I was parked in a legal spot, which it wasn't. I usually park there all the time. So they wound up busting out my window and I wound up getting locked up. But the both altercations with police, by the time I go to court for them, they dismiss it automatically before I can even show up for the court hearing. So pretty much now I got a situation where I gotta fight to get my, cause unlawful arrest, right? So pretty much now it's like they forcing altercations on me, right? Cause being like I said, I don't have no routine for them to create things. I just stay still and I just create what I'm creating. So it's like now it's like to the point where you could just show the desperation in them, because I'm like, it got to be something more to the situation if they going this hard, right? So pretty much, like I said, now it's like they forcing situations. It's not like it's just happening. They're forcing situations and they have people ready to record. So it's like they won't show them provoking you. They'll record it where you're lashing out on them to make it look like you just went crazy and started attacking them, right? So around that time, when I first started trying to figure out what was going on, I wasn't recording, but now I record every day. So pretty much, like I said, once I start moving around, they already 24/7. It's not like it's all day with me, even if I stay still for 2 days. So I'm gonna show you a situation that happened where I got it to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Huh? No, you good. You see what I talk about, how they do certain shit? That's why I record. Alright, so you see, as you can see, pretty much this is what I'm talking about right here. Now, you see, I wasn't even walking under the scaffold. I was on the side, on the street walking. I walked on the street side, and then I got on the sidewalk when I hit the corner. So for them to move off when I walked, you could just see how orchestrated it was, because it was like, as soon as I came on the sidewalk, they moved. The guy right there hold his head and the horn blow. And then the girl ready to record. So this is what I'm talking about, how they was doing with me. So pretty much you have a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So, like I said, I don't have a routine, so they creating one. So I had to go to a back to work thing, because I finally got government assistance after years of trying, right? So for me to keep getting it, I got to go to a back to work thing. So they need me with a routine. So I went on the last day because they playing with my mail. I didn't get it in time. So I went on the last day for them to say that I had to show up there. So when I show up there, I just went randomly. It ain't like I just said, oh yeah, I'm coming on a certain time. I went randomly. And it's 9 in the morning. So for you to create something that fast, it got to be highly orchestrated, right? And like I said, I ain't come with my phone. I came with the cameras that I use to record, right? So it's like it's not visible to the people to really see. So this is pretty much what I gotta do when I'm walking the street. It ain't about being paranoid, it's about being able to prove what I'm talking about, right? So yeah, and after that I haven't been there ever since, right? I haven't been back there for almost a month now. So I like, share, subscribe. Like I said, I'm doing other things that way you can see what I be talking about, because like I said, I record my whole day. I got people that do things even when I stay still. So stay tuned, y'all. Stay blessed. Stay away from the fuck shit. Alright, y'all. Peace.